telling you that this is how I've reacted to the virus. I just wanted to bring this to your attention.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the James Rambling Show, coming at you live on Friday night. Tonight's your host, James May.
Hello, welcome back to the James Rambling Show. This is episode 13, and I've made a few videos today, and a couple days ago as well. I was talking about the Beatles and Pink Floyd, and today I've decided to make a video, like a rant video about Russia and stuff, and it was just for fun. It was a fun skit. I don't know if I'll get cancelled for that or not, because it did include Russia and Ukraine jokes and stuff. And also, a couple hours ago or an hour ago, whenever it was, I talked about how there's not been any co-hosts and why I don't want to have co-hosts for now. But I'm just going to start off by saying that I do sound horrible right now. As you could probably tell. I'm absolutely sorry about this. I just want to say that, on this podcast, I've never really decided to make things serious. But I thought I would just share something with you guys that I've never shared with you before. Right, I know I sound crazy when I say that, but I've actually been going to COVID-19, and you might be wondering, why are you talking about COVID? This is literally your podcast and you don't really talk about it that much. Well, I kind of just let myself talk about the most unserious of things, right? If I just talk about unserious things all of the time, it's just going to get so boring and nobody's going to listen to that. So basically, the story is, right, on Sunday, as I'm recording this is about 5 days ago, I tested positive for COVID-19, right? And since then, I've been coughing, I was spewing, I've not been eating as much, I've just been really horrible, and as I've mentioned, I've been going a bit crazy. My mental health isn't in shape right now. So yeah, I'm definitely going through some insane stuff. This has also led to me, not being able to do schoolwork because I've been sick and everything. So I've been falling behind a little bit, but I'll definitely be able to pick things up again. It's just been really, really unfortunate, man. I've just been in the house all the time, and I know that, I literally stay in my room a lot. That's probably why I make so many videos in my spare time. I make so many videos, right? Shit, sorry, but I'm sorry that I have to keep doing that, but I need to hydrate. This is COVID-19 we're talking about, right? And I just want to say that people say that COVID-19 is the worst thing ever, right? And I know that it's done horrible things to people. I know there's tons of people that have died from this thing. I know this, okay? But in my opinion, COVID is just the cold, right? It just feels like the cold to me in the way that I've been reacting. I've been sick, I've not been able to eat, I've just been coughing. It just feels like the cold. And in the guest episode about 3 weeks ago, Phoenix did mention about how he had COVID, and I'm sure I'll pull up a sample of that highlight where it's like Omicron be like, etc, etc, and he said that it was just like the cold, right? That's what it is like, but it's just not to say that there's people that have died from this, like I was saying. And COVID has been so political as well. The mask mandates, you're talking global stuff, some government control. All of these governments, they've shown to us that they have went insane. They don't give a crap anymore. They've gone so dictatorial And I'm trying to be careful because nowadays, if I have to keep saying this, right, we live in this society where, like, you can't say certain things on the internet now, and some of it's going to get flagged for disinformation. Some of this stuff, if I ever mention stuff about how COVID and how Omicron isn't that bad and everything, it could actually be disinformation. And there's people in America who've suffered from just some absolute cancel culture nonsense, where they themselves have had things been taken off of social media. And of course, I've mentioned Joe Rogan before, but like, Joe Rogan has actually been destroyed by the mainstream media with how they reacted to him getting COVID and how he took ivermectin. And not
I'm glad you're well.
not
Man.
Bro, do I have to
everybody
sue
actually needs
CNN?
to take ivermectin, right?
do.
There's people
They're
that
making
do
shit
it,
up.
and
They keep saying I'm
there's
taking
all these
horsey
studies,
wormer.
but I'm not going to go into the studies, right? I'm not a doctor. I should have mentioned that as well. I'm not an actual doctor, okay? I'm just speaking my mind, and I'm telling you that this is how I've reacted to the virus. I just wanted to bring this to your attention. But yeah, they said horse paste and all of that, but I'm just going to try not to blend into this way too much, with this whole thing about the media and everything, because as I've mentioned, okay, the society we live in where we cannot say certain things. But yeah, COVID-19 is an interesting thing. It's just really, really, really interesting how, just how everything's been in the past couple of years, how these businesses have depleted, how people are losing their jobs. It's all just been a mega crisis that we can't get rid of. And we all should just, move on and realise that this is just a virus, and we can all come together and we can all just get on with it, man. Honestly, it's unfair that even I've not been able to go to school, and any time I've been to school this year so far, it's been like Thursday, Friday. They're always changing the timetables as well. It's just a weird world, man. I just have to say it, man. The world is going mad as we know it. COVID-19 has just ruined everything. It's ruining our mental health. It's making us sorry for coughing there, but it's making us do a lot of things we shouldn't be doing. As I've been saying, man, the fucking governments, they've been acting up. They should be acting up to help us, right? Instead, the fucking government, right, they're absolutely going insane, right? The New Zealand government, right, I might even not get cancelled for this because of this, but man, the government with the boosters, the government with the boosters, man, is absolutely insane. I cannot believe how much they are pushing that nonsense, right? You do not need to have a booster shot, right? If you have COVID, right, I'm just going to say this right now. If you have COVID and you develop natural immunity and you get COVID again, meaning if you do that, right, if you actually get COVID again, you're going to be able to fight COVID again, and you're going to be able to just deal with COVID. You're just going to be able to do that. So the fact that we need to get 5 million vaccines through our bodies is actually stupid, right? And this whole idea that, the booster is going to make you vaccinated again. Well, why did you tell us to get 2 vaccines, right? Why did you tell us to get 2 vaccines, and then when you get another vaccine, it's like your whole vaccination plan has restarted? No, it hasn't. You've just got an extra booster shot, and then that's just extrapolated into, you must get the booster, it's going to save your life. Shut up, right? And I'm trying to calm down. But these people are going insane. I can't stress it enough. These people are going insane, man. I'm not joking. I'm actually done with this whole thing. Oh, this just. Oh, man. I'm getting sick and tired of this whole thing. This whole pandemic is just taking us out, man. Oh, I cannot stress it enough. I know it's just been all about COVID this episode, and you're gonna be mad about it. I know you're all gonna be mad that I'm talking about COVID-19, as how they mention it so much on the news. COVID, 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 COVID. There was even an Ashley Bloomfield remix song about COVID-19 like 2 years ago or a year ago. That's how insane it's got. And there's been so many variants as well, man. So many variants. Like, we have beta, alpha, delta. We've got B2A or something like that. There's so many variants. But if I'm gonna make a joke right now, and this is probably gonna be the episode with the least amount of jokes, can't wait for the variant Sigma, because we've got beta, alpha. So we could have Sigma. Oh, sorry if I shove some shivers down your spine there. But you see where I'm going, right? Just COVID-19. It's a disease. We've been all just driven by fear. The government's gone crazy. There's just been so much stuff, and also, I should mention about this one thing, right? You know how people have had these experiences where they themselves have actually had less taste and stuff? Well, that's the one thing I've not been experiencing, and I've found it really weird. However, people themselves, I keep saying themselves, but I just have to, right? People themselves, they just react to things differently, right? People react to things a lot differently than you think. There's people that have had a vaccine, right? They've been in bed for 4 days and then they die. And then there's other people who've had COVID for 2 days and they're still breathing, right? They're still steady breathing. I had COVID on Sunday, right? I mentioned that. So it's been about 5 days essentially since then. And I think I've still got some symptoms, man. I know I said that I bet COVID 3 days ago or something, or 2 days ago. Well, that's a bit untrue, because it's just less severe to me now. It's just that I'm still coughing a little bit. I'm still feeling a bit unwell. Sorry, but yeah, I'm still feeling unwell, man. I had to get this off of my chest, and it's even better that I have my own podcast where I can talk about that sort of thing. If I didn't create this podcast, man, I would not be doing this right now. I would not be talking about COVID-19. I wouldn't be expressing myself for who I truly am, because I never really do this. I usually try to think of a topic and then just talk about it forever, but I've definitely solidified that I'm picking different topics each week. I know what I'm trying to talk about, then I just ramble into that. Man, dude, I know, you all can tell that I'm not actually sounding the best, and the way I've been reacting recently has shown this a lot, and the way that in my aneurysms, and how I was reacting, and how I've been ranting so much. So my life is getting a little sad right now, I don't want to sound so pretentious and pretend to get some brownie points on the internet. It's like, I'm gonna actually reach out to your feelings, right? That's another joke. I'm trying to reduce this, because this is trying to be a more serious episode where I talk about my thing. Anyway, yeah, it's been a crazy ride, man. COVID-19. Coronavirus, a disease 19. And obviously, China just lied to everybody about the disease, and they've just been doing crazy things since then. China's always been doing crazy things, to be honest.
China to me, China.
And I hate the fact that like Chinese people in the beginning of this pandemic were actually being roasted and being called like dogs and stuff like that, and saying, "Oh, you have COVID, you all have COVID." I know you do. We didn't realise that. We also just didn't realise that more people than the elderly can get this thing, okay? It's been proven many times. There's so many cases of people who've gotten COVID at 16 years old, like me, or 20, 30, 10 maybe? And oh yeah, that just gives me another reason to talk, man. This whole idea of vaccinating 10-year-olds and 9-year-olds, even though we said in the beginning or whenever we started doing this vaccination nonsense back in 2021 about how we're just going to vaccinate 12-year-olds to 16-year-olds and then we're going to go to 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 90, blah, blah, blah. And then you come back with this, right, and you're trying to vaccinate the 10-year-olds, right? Does anyone want to vaccinate the 10-year-olds, man? They don't need the vaccine, right? They do not need the vaccine, and I'm trying to be careful, like I was saying, so this does not get flagged for disinformation. Just information nowadays can be taken out of context, so this isn't really sad that I have to keep clarifying this sort of thing. Ah, man, dude, I could go on for ages, and I really thought this was going to be such a longer episode than it was originally, because it's such a deep topic that you can go into, and it's really good for a podcast style, because then someone can talk about COVID and how that's affected them, and then somebody can watch this video who has had COVID, like Phoenix, for example, my friend Phoenix, right? Like I said, he had COVID, but he actually got it off his brother. Right, I'm just going to say that. He got it off his brother, and that whole thing is extrapolated into him not becoming able to go to school. And then he came back, and now he's back at school, and now I'm in his shoes. So it's kind of like, what the fuck? Like, what is going on right now? Like, I'm on the opposite end, right? I'm on the opposite end of him, and he's on the side that I should be on, because I should be at school, I should be learning things, right? And my brain is going crazy, and I'm just absolutely insane, right? And I just, oh, I'm sorry for just coughing that much on live camera right there, but you can just understand. I hope you guys just understand how serious COVID is, man, and how it's just affecting so many lives. So yeah, I just really thought this was going to be a longer episode, perhaps not. So I really don't know what else to say, man. COVID-19 is just a disease, and it's very, very bad, and it's definitely not like some sort of, it's literally not like a genocide starter. It's nothing like that. All that nonsense is false. Nobody can even begin to think that, right? And I'm going to try to stop trolling the media before I get cancelled or something, right? Because if I get cancelled for this nonsense, right? If I get cancelled for talking about COVID-19 and speaking my mind, this is going to be the worst fucking year of all time, right? I know I sound insane, but 2020 was a nonsense year, right? That year wasn't that good. We had so many deaths. 2021, oh my god, there was so much, and it was so bad. I'm not even gonna joke about that. 2022, talk about 2022, man. Samoa went through it all. Russia and Ukraine are going through it all. It's all just going to shit, man. And I sound so depressed, but this is the whole vibe of this episode. So without further ado, I better just end the episode, man. COVID-19 sucks. I hope you guys can understand this perspective that I was trying to bring, this new sort of discussion I'm going to talk about, because I actually wanted to make an episode where I talked about TV shows that I like and how my TV taste has been changing. But since I got COVID, I feel like there was nothing else better to talk about than that, right? And I know that just sounds so negative. It's like, I don't know what else to talk about, you know? I just want to talk about COVID. That's kind of my vibe. But dude, can you imagine how many people are going to relate to this? So yeah, see you next week. I might actually have a guest on next week, so stay tuned for that. I hope I recover soon, man. So see you later. Bye.